Lunacid is an absolute blast of a game from start to finish, full of interesting areas and unique enemies within. Many of these zones even contain smaller areas within them with their own little title cards. To make this video simpler with one exception, I've grouped up these lesser areas into their major zones. In the process, I've managed to group these into 14 different areas for today's ranking video. For number 15, we have an honorable mention in the form of Wing's Rest, the game's hub area. Wing's Rest is a cozy little rest place full of all the NPCs that you need, like the shop, crafting system, and Clive if you enjoy some fun stories. There's an oil pool for upgrading your weapons and a nice statue that has some lore implications. And of course Demi is here, and once you return after the game, the characters will play instruments, changing the theme up, so just a nice cozy little area to start our list off, I think. Number 14, Laaetus Chasm and the Great Well Surface. We start this video with proof that Lunacid really has no bad areas. And while this duo is at the bottom of our list today, that's solely due to the fact that while deeply interesting, these areas, even together, are incredibly small, essentially amounting to only one room each. Reachable either through a locked door in the Forbidden Archives, or by climbing into the white light above Hollow Basin and Wing's Rest, you'll start in one and make your way to the other. The Great Well surface is the highest point in the well, with the surface visible just out of reach, behind the old bars that comprise the gateway to the well. This area feels incredible to discover for the first time, and gives you time to have a unique, somber conversation with Demi. The Laaetus Chasm, on the other hand, is a vast open chamber, surrounding a tornado. It's cool, but really only serves as a set piece to collect a unique sword and to find the translation stone of the bestial language. The sword is obtained through an awkward invisible pathway section that I low-key just cheesed with the bow and the Icarian flight spell myself. Number 13, the Tower of Abyss. The Tower of Abyss continues the trend of good areas demoted to the bottom of our list due to circumstance. Found by laying in a secret coffin in the boiling grotto and sailing down a dark, ominous river, based on the Zelda's Trials of Ordeals, this 50-floor gauntlet is an endurance test to fight your way to the end, with the ultimate reward of the Moonlight Greatsword. While fun, it's unfortunately a little bit too easy, and harbors the greatest mistake the game makes, a potential soft lock upon reaching the end of the tower that I can't believe has never been changed. Number 12, the Forlorn Arena. Now we get to the first and only truly disappointing area in this game. Saved from last place only due to it being a full-size area as opposed to a microzone, with the previous two areas mentioned honestly being better or more interesting in my opinion. The final boss is really all that carries this area overall. As I mentioned in my Lunacid analysis video, this area lacks a coherent atmosphere like the rest do. Intended to be the ruins of an ancient arena of forsaken warriors, it's divided into three parts: a central field of ruined stone swords and cursed warriors, and two temples, the Earth and Water temples. The Earth temple side has some cool Kingsfield enemies, but is otherwise pretty bland other than the soundtrack. I like the Water temple side a little bit more, but it's a pretty basic micro-dungeon overall, and I ultimately don't understand the decision to make this area into these little dungeons. While it does serve to force you to fully explore to break the seal, I feel like this could have been accomplished in a more consistently themed region. The final boss is pretty standard for the first phase, but I did enjoy the Storm Ruler style gimmick phase during the second part, shattering the curses. Number 11, Terminus Prison. There's a lot to like about the Terminus Prison, and I'm sure many would rank this area higher. While I did enjoy coming across these various curiosities, like the crucified Accursed, Lobos, the cart pusher who dropped us into the well, and another Garrote encounter, the layout of this particular level just never really held my interest, unfortunately. The lower green asylum area also just feels like a less interesting crypt-style area to me. Now we enter the top 10, and every one of these areas is absolutely peak. Incredibly distinct, fun, and atmospheric zones that really make this game the masterpiece that it is. Number 10, the Sanguine Sea and the Holy Battleground. The Sanguine Sea is the nexus of the game, with both diverging paths meeting here before entering the mid-game. It's an incredible shock the first time you come across it. Vast, empty, and ominous. From the Fetid Mire side, we see the bile water pouring into the bloody sea. From the Accursed Tomb side, we step out into the bloody grave-filled shallows. Strange bottom-feeder prawn feed here in the waters, and a great eldritch giant slowly walks the seafloor. A dark corner hides a Titanite demon, referenced in the form of the abyssal demons, and a dark castle stands amidst the sea awaiting daring adventurers who've delved this deep. The Holy Battleground could have been included with the Castle of Fanu region, but for the sake of this video, I chose to combine it with the Sanguine Sea as part of the outer castle regions. You find it by jumping into the dark pits beneath Castle Fanu, while in the courtyard area, and it serves as the arena for the Sanguis Umbra boss, where you earn a black book. I was riding a fucking horse made of blood. Number 9. The Fetid Mire. The Fetid Mire is a fairly standard sewer level region, but it's really accentuated by the atmospheric lighting and amazing soundtrack in the area. I really enjoy the full moon's violet lighting especially, and wish it affected more areas throughout the game. The Fetid Mire's got some nice stuff in it, like this big fish fountainhead, a slime girl NPC, and the exit out towards the Sanguine Sea we mentioned earlier, but otherwise it's fairly basic. Props for being my favorite sewer level though, a rare theme win. Number 8. The Labyrinth of Ash. The Labyrinth of Ash is the final optional area of Lunacid, and honestly a nice little send-off area. A small maze full of eternal ring-style centaurs and strange flying sea creatures, you search for 3 liars and win magic down these strange green-patterned hallways to break the spell protecting access to the inner sanctum. Inside, there's a bunch of hollowed mummies and an ominous door used for one of the endings. Number 7. The Boiling Grotto and the Sand Temple. The Boiling Grotto is a volcanic, slightly industrial cavern, almost reminiscent of the Goron mines. It holds a giant snake statue at its center that spits fire at you until you find 2 valves in the area to turn the flame off. It has the aforementioned hidden coffin area, and a golden armor set trapped on a charred corpse, serving as the macabre quest gimmick of the area. After you turn off the flame, you enter the snakehead, and the area completely shifts. The Sand Temple is a maze-like Sen's Fortress-esque desert tomb, tucked away behind the volcanic caves. With Anubis-like warriors prowling the grounds, this short labyrinth tomb is full of traps and holds the key spell to the armor questline. My biggest gripe is this trap room that's a guaranteed death without a consumable item, but that's about it. Overall, I think this is a very nice area and pretty unexpected to find so deep into the game. What do I do? Oh my god! Oh my god, what do I do? Oh my god! Oh my god! No! There's no way out! Dude, no! What? That's evil. I didn't save. Number 6. Hollow Basin. Our introduction to the game in a beautiful, serene spring awaits us in the Hollow Basin. Dreamlike and relatively peaceful, with easy enemies to teach combat to the player, this serves as our tutorial zone of the game, and an embodiment of the serenity of Lunacid's strange world. The strange aquifer is technically connected to a subregion, but since reaching it requires finishing Hollow Basin out to enter, I've moved that area into its own placement for this video. Number 5. The Temple of Silence. In our top 5, we start off with the aforementioned subregion, the Temple of Silence. The other half of the Hollow Basin, immediately shifting from serenity to fear, we enter the unnerving temple full of faceless mummies and strange worship. This is our branch point into the 2 pathways of the game, and serves as a good confirmation of the lessons learned in the Hollow Basin and an introduction to the darkness of the depths we'll see going forward. The Temple of Silence is the real first area of the game, our initial challenge to get us moving down the road. Number 4. The Forbidden Archives. The Forbidden Archives is the conclusion of our intro arc, combining the aspects of both previously mentioned areas into one. While completely optional, this area continues to be dreamlike and serene, with beautiful lights pouring from above, pages drifting about in the wind, and cursed books flying around. As well as that, we finish out the monks' story with their ascended brains roaming the libraries now as the enlightened ones, alongside the curse-begotten chimeric beasts, another Elden Ring, another Eternal Ring reference. It also holds 2 absolutely banger songs that make the area a treat to run through. This whole area is the pinnacle of light and dark combined in Lunacid's atmosphere. Now we enter the top 3, and for different reasons, each of these areas could sit interchangeably in this final ranking, as each excels amazingly at what it tries to accomplish. Number 3. The Yosei Forest and Treetop Canopy. This is an absolutely amazing area from start to finish. You start in a treehouse overlooking the beautiful spirit wilds of the forest below. Throughout the zone, you'll encounter these elegant moth creatures, lunagas, and various spirit animals. Strange bulbs can be fed your blood to cause them to sprout for various purposes, like opening shortcuts and secrets. Climbing a tree, you'll eventually discover the door to the locked canopy area. Since we can't open it now, we'll go back down, where eventually you'll descend into a stump, entering the rooted depths of the forest. This area, full of various hostile flora, plays the song Apollo, which is the purest of vibes, and I wish the area were longer just so that I could hear it more, as it's one of my favorites in the entire game. You'll find the entrance to the Accursed tombs here, as well as the entrance to Patchouli's shop. Patchouli is my favorite NPC in Lunacid. She's this sketchy dryad that sells you poisonous fake healing potions before sending you on a fool's errand, to fetch the skull of some long-dead warrior, only for her to use the skull as a flower pot upon your return. This quest, however, leads us into the canopy above, which is a cool area, but one I wish had a little bit more ambience to fill out the fog. It's still a really fun optional area, however, that's different from anywhere else in the game, fighting on the narrow branches above the trees below. Number 2. The Accursed Tomb and the Mausoleum. The Accursed Tomb is the best horror level I've played in a non-horror game. It's dark, maze-like, and haunted by the background music and unnerving ambient sounds. You dive into a pit of no return, and are trapped wandering the horrifying tombs until you find an exit or warp crystal. Invisible specters attack us, and we find these floating horse-head spirits called mares that are terrifying the first time you come across them in the dark. My first playthrough, I was scared shitless and jumping at every sound in the dark going through this area, constantly on edge. Your goal is to light 3 lamps to bring light to the main tomb area, revealing the invisible specters. In the optional area, the Mausoleum, you wander a maze full of valuable loot, but if you remain for too long, death approaches. Another abyssal demon is found here as well, but I rarely stay here long, preferring the relative safety of the unnerving tombs above. And at the number 1 spot, and probably not a surprise, we have Castle Fanu. Number 1. Castle Fanu and the Sealed Ballroom. Castle Fanu is the nexus of the Great Well, the central dungeon at the core of Lunacid. The Great Castle sits in the Sanguine Sea, and as mentioned earlier, hides the holy Battleground in its depths. But as we counted those as an area already, it just goes to show how much Castle Fanu offers with its remaining content. The castle is divided into 3 segments. The cattle cell basements, bathed in darkness and red light and full of vampire dregs. The first floor, and its winding halls of purple moonlight pouring through the windows, and an immaculate theme that makes you feel like a Belmont cutting down the vampires as you go. And the upper floor, with its somber atmosphere and wandering spirits. The sealed ballroom is opened using dark magic on the clock tower outside, and is a unique, decadent area, with more of those hollowed husks and mutant beasts. The area is capped off with a boss fight against the vampire prince Krillal, which is a pretty solid little fight with some nice voice acting.
Must I suffer more fools?
And with that, we've ranked every Lunacid area from worst to best. Did you agree? Disagree? Comment your thoughts down below. I've almost posted 1,000 videos now, and I'm planning a big video for 1K, so stay tuned for that. And if you enjoyed watching this and you've watched all the way till now, please drop a like and stay tuned for more long-form content. Lunacid is a blast of a game with some amazing areas, and I truly recommend you check the game out for yourself.